Welcome, Possumites, to Piano for Duffers, but really it's piano from scratch, because I'm going to aim this at people that just bought their 88-key pianos and want to learn how to play backup. So it's piano from scratch. And the first lesson is going to start with a 2-chord waltz in the key of G. And we're just going to practice what the chords are and switching, and then do it with the melody. And it's going to be extremely basic, okay? Very basic. So that's going to be lesson 1. But the most important thing here in lesson 1 is you've got your piano, you've got your seat, is you really need your elbows above the keyboard, because you do not want to play the piano with your wrist bent in this direction at all. It should be like this, you know. So you have to have your elbows above to avoid any wrist and carpal tunnel issues. And at some point I might do just a little lesson on how to exercise your wrists to relieve that kind of thing. So you've got your seat high enough. I used to carry a Chicago phone book with me so I could sit on it, but they're hard to come by now. So you can sit on pillows and bring other books with you. So on this piano, I don't know if you can see it, but you'll see it when we do the piano view. I've marked middle C with red, and everything revolves around middle C. You're sitting right behind middle C with your high enough your elbows are above the keyboard. And it's in the middle if you have an 88-key keyboard, but if you don't, find the C. Just match pitch. That's middle C, and that's what you sit behind. Alright, so we're going to start out with key of G, and we're going to do Clementine or Found a Peanut, because you are familiar with that melody. Lesson 1, key of G, Clementine. You need 2 chords for Clementine. We're going to start in the key of G because it's only 1 sharp. So you need a G chord and a D or D7 chord. Now, just out of habit, my left hand will probably be playing octaves, but if you're a new beginner, don't try octaves. Just play the root note with your thumb. There's a red mark here on middle C. So here's G for the bass note. Now your right hand, for the G chord, a G in root position is up here with a G in the bass. G, B, D, but you wouldn't play that backing up a fiddle. It'd be in their way. You want to hang around middle C. So you have this G with the bass. You play the B right below middle C with your thumb. You play the D with your, what I call your first finger, and you play the G with your pinky. So that's your G chord right there. And I'm going to have you play them all at once. Your fingers won't go down all at once when you're starting, but that's what we're aiming for after a few hundred times of repetition. So that's your G chord, which is the beginning of the tune. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling. Now you're going to have to learn another chord. Alright, so the other chord is the 5 chord, or the D or D7. So your thumb moves down to the D. Again, here's middle C. Down here is the D. And so, it's root position, it's D, F sharp, A, but we're not going to do that because we're going to hang lower around middle C. So you have a D with your thumb, the A below middle C, the D, the step up from middle C, and then the F sharp with your pinky. That's your D chord. Now if you want to play a D7, you take your first finger and you add middle C to make the D7. If 4 notes is too hard in the beginning, just play a D. If you can accomplish it all, add the C for a D7. That's a D7. So your first step is being able to switch from the D or D7 back to the G. Oops, I added an extra note, sorry. Here's your G. That's going to happen with me. There's your D7, and here's your G. Now you need to practice that a few hundred times, just on its own. It's a D, back to G. And then when you first try the song, instead of going bass, chord, chord, bass, chord, chord, let's just hit it all at once. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you need to switch chords. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like that. So before you even try the song, you got to get familiar with. Your fingers won't go down at once when you're learning it. It'll be a little slow and painful. Alright, so if you do the song, here we go, starts with a G. Oh, sorry, I added that extra note again. 1, 2, oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, dwelt a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. So you need to practice that until you're comfortable. I didn't call out the chords as there's only 2. And if you're going to play backup piano, you really have to learn it by ear and not the dots. Dots aren't going to help you at all unless you need to memorize things. And that's really hard. So you need to learn by ear, but with 2 chords, you can tell when it's changing. The next thing you do is you play bass note, chord, chord with the right hand. So it's left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. D chord, D, right, right, D. Back to G, G, right, right, G, right, right, G, right, right. All right, we'll try it that way. Clementine, ready? 1, 2. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, dwelt a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. So if you're a real piano beginner, you're just going to have to practice G, D7, G, literally thousands of times to get your fingers to go down at once. So that's plenty to work on for lesson number 1. Because lesson number 2 will still be the same 2 chords, but you're going to have to switch quicker. Okay, keep practicing.